Well, I'm Dave Powell, and I've been a member of this assembly since November of 1977. And I just wanted to tell you one of the many, many things that the Lord has done for me. A while back, I was working at Beckard, and it was a physically demanding job, and I guess I was just wearing out. My back went out on me, and I guess I had hurt myself a lot worse than I thought. So instead of just a week off and some bed rest, I ended up missing about 6 months of work and about that much therapy afterwards, because it was, like I say, a lot worse than what I thought. So I remember the last day of my being on light duty, I came back from therapy, and it hit me that I was 59 years old with a very physically demanding job, and if I went back to doing what I had been doing, I would undoubtedly hurt myself again, and I knew that I probably wouldn't heal up this time. And that was a very scary thing, because if I didn't heal up, I mean, I may not be walking or walk with a cane or something the rest of my life. And it was very scary, because at 59 years old, you just don't quit your job and start shopping around again. And so this was on my mind as I came back from therapy. And as I walked in the plant, my boss caught me in the hall, and she said, "Oh, good, you're here. I want you to go into the lab, because you're the only light duty guy we've got, and just do what they tell you to do." So, okay, fine, whatever. So I went into the lab, introduced myself, got to know the people, and I think I just made up sample tags. And I did this until lunchtime. And I went out to lunch, and when I came back, this time, my boss and the boss from the lab came out and met me in the hall, and they said, "Oh, your timing is impeccable. Come on in here." So I did, and the result was that while I had been at lunch, they were forced to dismiss a lab technician because he had been falsifying reports for a long time, and it had to end. And my boss said, "You've shown interest in the lab job." Said, "You've been here 20 years. You know the machinery, you know the process, you know the product, and we can trust you. So it's your job." I thought, whoa, you know, yeah, okay, I'll bid on it. And if somebody else more qualified wants the job, I'll do it until they get there. She said, "Nope, we aren't gonna mess with it. You're the man, it's your job." So all of a sudden, I went from being worried about my keeping a job and pushing 800 pounds of tools all around the plant to making more money and carrying a tray of samples that would maybe weigh 8 pounds. And that's how I finished my job at Beckard. I went from not having the slightest idea how I was going to get by to all of a sudden, I don't have a strenuous job anymore, and it was absolutely nothing, but the Lord heard my prayer and delivered me from my distress. And many, many other stories, but I'll save them for later. But I just want to thank the Lord. And it is a wonderful thing to be a sheep when the Lord is your shepherd.